Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today we're going to do our first set of 3 videos. This is simplifying algebraic fractions. Okay, so generally there's always some standard steps in doing this. So see, these are examples of the question we're talking about. Okay, so usually the first step we need to do is to factorize everything. Okay, and when it comes to factorizing, there are 3 general methods. I call it the normal one. So like for example, this expression, you can see that both of them have x, right? So both have x. I'm going to take out x, and then it's just left with 4x minus 3. So one way to check is if you multiply the x back in, you should get this. So you cannot do this wrong. The next common method of factorization will be the cross method. Okay, cross method. Once I draw this, I hope you know what I'm talking about. And then the last one will be the a square minus b square. We call it difference of square. So a square minus b square equal to a plus b times a minus b. So these are the 3 most common ways of factorizing. And after you factorize, you are going to expect to be able to cancel things. If you cannot cancel, there's a good chance that you have done something wrong. Okay, so let's start going through all the questions quickly. This is the worksheet that I've given you all. So let's go through briefly all of them, okay? So this is the question we start with. This is square, and then obviously these 2 can cancel, right? So square means there are 2 of them. If I cancel, left 1. So this one cancel, I'm left with 1 on top, and below I'm left with the a minus b. That's it. See, it's already factorized, so I'm just cancelling. Next one, you can see that this one, based on our plan here, factorize everything. This is already factorized because everything is times. So there's actually nothing to factorize anymore. So I'm just going to cancel stuff. So in this case, I pressed on my calculator 12 over 56. My calculator says 3 over 14. So I don't need to cancel myself. And of course, a square, a. So these 2 are going to cancel. Only left 1 on top. And b square, b cubed. If I cancel these 2, I'm going to have 1 left below. That's all. Okay, next one. For this question, you can see that this one can factorize. I take out a 2. Here, I can take out y because both of them got y. I take it out, and as expected, whatever is left can be cancelled. That's why this is the answer. Okay, so the next question, again, I'm looking at the numerator. Again, factorize everything, right? So both of them have x. I'm going to take out the x. And this one, I'm going to do cross method, and I'm left with this 2, and you can see that I have 2 plus x, x plus 2. They are the same thing in case you don't know. So I'm going to cancel this 2. That's the answer. Okay, so for question 5, we need to look at the question. Well, they ask us to factorize this completely. So I'm going to factorize and then hence simplify. So you can see the word hence is pretty important. You got to use this again, and this is an easy version because these 2 are exactly the same. I can just use the answer for part A. So for the solution, to factorize this is very obvious. You can take out 5 from here. You can also take out x. That's why I'm going to take out 5x. This is the leftover. And then since I must use this, in my first step, I'm going to change this to this right here. So the numerator changes to the part A's answer. And then for the denominator, I'm doing cross method. This is the one. And then you can see that as expected, 3x minus 4, 3x minus 4, these 2 are going to cancel. Okay, for question 6, the biggest hint here is x squared minus 4. Now, we will never give you the square so easily. So actually, this is our a squared minus b squared. You can see it as x squared minus 2 squared. So the perfect squares, you must be very sensitive. Your 4, 9, 16, 25, 36 are all perfect squares. You will never see 4 as 4. To you, 4 should always be seen as 2 squared. So as expected, a squared minus b squared, done. So the below one, cross method, done. And then this 2, you see, it's the same. I'm going to cancel. Okay, next. So this is the one, again, I'm going to factorize, right? So based on our plan here, factorize everything. So if I look at these 2 terms, I can see 3 is repeated, x squared, look carefully, is x squared, not x. Because here got x squared, here also have x squared. And there's a y also. So that means I'm taking 3x squared, y, all take out. So for the denominator, I have 12. Here I can take out 12. X cannot, but y squared can. That's why I'm taking 12y squared. And after I take out everything, as expected, x minus 4, cancel. And in fact, after you cancel x minus 4, this, you're left with this one, still can cancel some more because the 3 and the 12 can reduce, and the y and the y square can reduce further. So this is the simplest possible. Okay, so next thing, again, if you are good in maths, you should probably realize this is our a square minus b square. But generally, I would say I prefer to factorize out the constant terms first before we do our a square minus b square. Like usually it's more helpful in this case. So I'm going to take out 4. So when I take out 4, I'm left with p square minus 9. So again, 9 is not 9. 9 is 3 square. So we're talking about this one, a square minus b square. That's why this numerator becomes p plus 3, p minus 3. And then of course the 4 remains. Then below here, I'm doing my cross method. I'm left with this. And again, you can see that our p square, p plus 3, these two cancels, left with this. Okay, so number 9. Again, so before we do anything, also by now you should have known, factorize everything. So based on these two terms, I take out a. I'm left with this. And this one, again, you should be able to spot 4 is not 4, 4 is 2 squared. So this is actually a squared minus 2b squared. Okay, right here, it's more obvious. Like this. Okay, so this is actually this. Okay, so let's do the below first. So this one, a squared minus b squared, done. On top, I'm going to take out a, I'm left with this. Now, the average student out there would think that you are done here, but you are not done. So it's a bit tricky here, because you can see that this 2 bracket looks pretty close, right? Actually, the only difference between these two is if you negative one of them, you're going to get the other one. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to do the numerator times minus 1, the denominator also times minus 1. So see, minus 1, I times. Because minus 1 over minus 1 is just 1, right? So actually nothing happens. But minus 1, I'm going to multiply it to this one. This minus 1, I'm going to multiply it to this. What's the effect? When I take minus 1 times this, instead of a minus 2b, it becomes 2b minus a here. So see, when I times minus 1, it becomes this. And then you notice, look, these two now can cancel. So this is pretty advanced. This is what I call difficult question. If things like this come out, many people will get it wrong. Okay, so the last one, same thing, it's not 9, it's 3 square, right? So it's 3 square minus x square. That's why it's 3 plus x, 3 minus x. Below, we do cross method, I get this one. And again, the average fellow would think that we are done, but no, again, 3 minus x, x minus 3. So I'm going to do the same trick, times minus 1. This one I'm going to times to this. This one I'm going to times to, either one is the same, right? So this 3 minus x, after I times minus 1, become x minus 3. So I times this to this one, so this one changes, but this one remains unchanged. So these two are the ones that's going to cancel and left with this. So hope we have I've gone through enough variation. You realize at the end of the day, it is really just this. There's no big deal at all. So hope you have learned something. Thank you and bye-bye.